back in the shop. And as you can see, I've got some cleaning to do. The reason why I'm back in the shop, it's been a while, but the motor is being built as we speak. So I need to get up on some stuff because all this time I haven't done anything on the bike. Too busy working. And today's mission will be cleaning the shop. Get the shop cleaned. Then I'll start going over the bike, cleaning, degreasing everything, cleaning everything up. I'm gonna chase all the bolt holes, stuff like that, and start making a list of stuff I gotta pick up. I mean, the bike's not running anytime soon, as it is end of October. It's like the 29th or 30th or something, I don't know. And yeah, so this is what today's mission is, and we'll get on her and get her done. Well, there you go, guys. I don't know how long that took me. Half an hour. Bench is clean. I got area to walk. Stuff's put away. So we can have a conversation. So, yeah, so if you guys remember, I brought my motor in February, and I was only able to get a little bit of confirmation from him just here in the last month. My motor guy, still definitely the best guy to be going to for motor work. His reputation is outstanding. I won't mention the shop, just in case he doesn't want it out there. But he's definitely the guy. All my old school buddies from decades ago said he's the guy. Even the guy that originally built my motor, Jerry, unfortunately he passed away many, many years ago. And even he said that Lee knows how to build good motors. He does good work. So Anyway, that aside, confirmation's been done. He's working on the motor as we speak. So I'm thinking maybe in the next couple, 2-3 weeks, it'll be done. It's not going to take him that long, obviously, to do it. But, you know, he likes to take his time and measure everything out and, you know, make sure everything's perfect. So, yeah, I would think within the next couple weeks. So now the mission is to get on this. And we're going to clean it up because she's dirty. She's dirty. She's ugly. I want to clean all my holes. I need to run taps through or whatever, right? I got to clean all my threads out in the frame itself and in anything, yeah, anything, all the bolts. I want to wire wheel those, get everything all nice and clean, wash everything down with some brake clean, so that when I do the Loctite, it actually works. And like I said before, you know, when I was taking the forward controls off here, that I was going to use blue Loctite on those instead of red, because these are Allen key, nice chrome Allen key bolts, and they're kind of hooped, so I'm going to end up replacing these. Thank God I was able to get them off, but I'll end up replacing these. But then when I put the new ones in, I'm definitely going to use blue Loctite, not red. It's a Softail twin cam B motor, so B stands for balance. So this bike doesn't really shake. It's actually one of the few Harleys I've ever ridden in my life that you can actually use the mirrors. You know, when you're at a stop and they're not, you know, falling off. I remember my wife, when she had her Sportster, I was right beside her at a light and we both watched her mirror just slowly bend and fall and then snap and hit the ground. That bike used to shake like crazy, right? So almost the front tire would bounce off the ground. This, nothing like that. So it's actually, it's quite nice for lack of vibration. It comes with its own inherent problems. So now that the motor is been taken apart, it's being put back together. Yeah, for those of you that didn't know, it used to sound like marbles. And I knew it wasn't anything to do with my primary. It sounded too deep in the motor. So that's why I had to pull the motor, and I didn't really have the tooling, nor did I want to buy the tooling. And you can see my shop's pretty limited. So I wanted to take it in and have the right guy take that motor apart. So when he took it apart, he found that the forward, because it's on the primary side, the forward balance system, the weight, there's two weights, okay? So there's two weights, forward and rear. So the forward one, the bearing went on it, and it didn't damage the case or anything like that. And I don't believe it damaged the weight, but I can't remember the conversation because it was a while ago. But anyway, so he's replacing all that. We are going to replace my fuel pump and put the fuel pump back in. We're going to put new fueling lifters in it. That's all stuff I had before. We just, you know, want to make sure that those important moving pieces are good. My cams are still mint. They have like 100,000 kilometers on them, which isn't lots. I don't know what that is for you American guys. I don't know, probably 10 miles. But anyway, so it's good. The cams have 100,000 K on them. He said they're perfect. All my barrels, because I've done a few top end jobs on that bike because of the high compression, it's 10.5 to 1. With the headquarters ignition system that I have in it, so I could change my rev limiter, because factory rev limiter was pretty gay. I think it was around, I think it was like 5,200 or 4,800 or something like that. I can't even remember, to be honest with you. It's been so long. So when I did all my engine work, I wanted to be able to adjust my rev limiter because I have 600 lift cams in that bike, and you know, there's a certain RPM that they love. And I don't have a tap on this bike, so I really couldn't tell you where they go. All I know is if I'm doing, you know, 120 kilometers an hour in fifth and I downshift in a fourth or even in a third, I'm sure my cams I'm bringing that up to over 5,000, 5,200, 5,500 RPM, and this bike just launches, it's gone. I have hit the rev limiter quite a few times there, you know, first, second gear, but that's kind of standard, right? I mean, it's really hard to hit a rev limiter when you're in fourth or fifth. But I usually have my rev limiter set, I think it was 6,000 or 6,200. And the bike's never had issue. Like, the bike's a solid motor. Like, I think, other than the balance system, because you have to go in the way they didn't make it easy access for the balance system, so you have to kind of split the cases to get in there to fix anything on that side of the bike, instead of, you know, cutting in windows or designing designing the, so that if you were to pull the primary, the inner primary, outer and inner primary and everything off, that you would have like 2 windows or something that you could get in there. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just, you know, I mean, this setup's pretty good though, you know, because unfortunately the balance system has the exact same style tensioners, the phenolic tensioners that they use on the cam, the gear, the chain drive stuff, right? So yeah, so the motor's coming home, and I'm glad, because that means she should be on the road this summer, because they do some races here out in the back roads, and we even started doing some races at the airport here. So we have a very small airport, and this year was the first year that they did some drags there, right? So there's a few bikes, not many, but there was a few bikes. There were some cars and trucks and stuff like that. It was pretty cool, but I definitely like to get the bike out there, right? I know my bike, and she's a quick girl, right? I think I raced her at Mission Raceway like 25 years ago, when the motor was just built. Actually, I think the motor was damaged then, because I ended up blowing the bottom end in this bike. I think I got like 12 seconds in the quarter mile, and that was after spinning a tire and blowing a shift. Because I'm wearing a full face helmet, they make you wear a full face, and I've never ridden with a full face, so I can't hear my bike at all. You know, it's just a goofy setup, you know, when you're not used to it, right? Let me just put my beanie on and let me go, let me race my bike. It was Friday night street legal, so I mean, you know, they even gave me a hard time about not having a tether, and it's like, well, I thought it's Friday night street legals, you know, race what you brought, you know, who the hell's got a tether on their bike? But anyway, so they let me race there, they let me pass tech, and I did a couple runs there, and yeah, it was basically 12 seconds at, I think it was, I gotta look at the paperwork, I still have my slip, I think it was 120 miles an hour or something like that. I think that's what it was, somewhere in there. And then, like I said, you know, so the bike goes good. It's a good bike. I mean, the bikes that are out there now, I'm sure they're way higher powered. I still probably think they're under cam. They just have really big displacement. I mean, 135 cubic inch is nice, right? But, you know, if you don't have cams and heads to make that thing actually, you know, get its potential, then it's just big bores, man. Like, I mean, look at a 454, you know, Chevy 454, massive bores. But unless you cam the crap out of that motor, right, you're not going to get its potential out of it, right? Cams and heads. But anyway. So I'll keep you in tune. I'll do some videos here of the cleanup. They're going to be boring videos, but I don't know. I don't mind sitting around watching graders do grade work on YouTube. So whatever, like, you know, shits and giggles, I guess. Yeah, and well, there's going to be a lot of little repairs on here as I go through it. You know, I'm sure I'm going to find something, I got to replace that, or I better fix that, or, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to really worry about, you know, painting stuff, whatever, you know, the days of the, car shows are gone. I mean, she's still a pretty bike when she's back together, but, you know, I don't really care about the look as much as I care about the handling, and yeah, she handles, so, you know. One day I'll show you a video of my pipes. So I've got hooker headers in my lower pipe. It's almost ground in half at the end of the tip, you know, and then when I put the bike down on a flat concrete spot, for you to see how low the bike's got to be to hit that pipe, even though the bike's lowered, you know, I think my bars are like that far off the pavement. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of that'll be from, you know, whoop-de-doos and stuff like that, the bike, you know, dropping in a corner, but I still lean it pretty low. Never had issue with the swing arm, you know, Softail, never been an issue for me. Does it handle as good as like a Dyna or something? Well, yeah, probably not, but, you know, I've never owned a Dyna, so I don't know. I've got a Road Glide, and that handles pretty good, but I think that one even just, you know, has a tendency to whoop. That's an 09. I think my Road Glide's an 09. So it's got the newer frame. But yeah, I mean, that one's no problem. Highway 3 here in British Columbia, you know, I can do 150 kilometers an hour on that bike like nothing. You know, from here to Vancouver, like 6 hour drive. And, you know, at 150K, you know, maybe slow down for, you know, dozen corners and there's probably a couple hundred, right? So anyway, I don't really ride that fast anymore. But with this, my Ferrari, you know, it's nice to have the power when you want it. Actually, power can get you out of trouble. Get you into trouble, but can get you out of trouble too. So anyway, guys, I'm going to let you be. And, you know, I'll do some filming on the cleanup of the bike and you can watch your night. Got any questions, ask. Don't be shy. I know I haven't been on YouTube a lot lately in the last, I guess, like 7 months or whatever it's been, 6 months. And for the bike anyway. And, you know, if you got any questions about the bike, I'll pay a little bit more attention to YouTube daily and see what we can do for you guys for some questions and stuff like that. I can always make a list of what's in the bike because there's a lot. There's a lot into this bike, you know. I think I've invested with the purchase price of the bike, I think around 65 grand into this bike. And I would never do that again, ever. And I definitely wouldn't buy a new Harley by any stretch of the imagination. Let them bring all their, let them bring back all their manufacturing to the United States. And then it could be a possibility. Anyway, peace. Cheers.